Sure, Markani guys, Elia, Ubos, we are back, new week, new video. So this week we are continuing with our statistics for 2022. Yes, without wasting no time, this week's statistics we are touching on the cost of private education in the country. Um, and this is a research done by the Brief newspaper. And these are the fees that they've gathered. And I'm going to touch on the top 4 most expensive schools currently in the country. And yes, just before diving in the top 4, I would just want to give you the average cost for private education in the country, which is currently, or by the end of 2022, it was sitting at 42,000 per month. I mean, per annum, which is equivalent to 3.5 thousand, I mean, 3.5 per month. And then that fee is actually for residents, and then for non-residents it's 66,000 per annum, which is equivalent to 5.5 per month. So just to go on an explanation between the residents and non-residents. So the residents and non-residents is literally just a tax issue. So if a parent pays their tax in Namibia, then they are considered to be a resident. And then if they pay their taxes outside the country and they work in Namibia, they are considered non-residents. So that's the difference between resident and non-resident for the fees. So in my statistics that I'm going to report, I'm not going to go into non-resident fees and resident fees. I'm going to attach the article in the description so you can read the non-resident fees. So I'm gonna go straight to the resident fees. So with no wasting time, number one school, the most expensive school currently in the country, is Windhoek International School, with fees starting for grade 1 to grade 5 sitting at 81,000 per annum per year, and then grade 6 to grade 7 sitting at 87,000 per year, and then grade 8 sitting at 98,000 per year, and then grade 9 to grade 10 sitting at 265,000 per year, which is equivalent to 22,000 per month, and then grade 11 to grade 12 sitting at 305,000 per year, which is equivalent to 25.4 thousand. And then yes, that's actually the most expensive school in the country currently. And then number 2, we have St. Paul's College, coming with fees ranging from the lowest of 70,000 per annum for pre-grade to grade 6, and to the highest of 90,000 for grade 12 learners. And then number 3, we have St. George's with the fees ranging from the lowest of 43,000 per annum to the highest of 128,000 per annum, which is equivalent to 10.6 per month. And then number 4, or the least expensive school, not least, but yes, the top 4 most expensive school in the country, is Windhoek Gymnasium, with preschool starting at 44,000 per month, and pre-primary going, not per month but per annum, and pre-primary going for 66,000 per annum, and then high school going for 81.6 per annum, which is equivalent to 6.8 per month. So yes, those are the fees for private education currently in the country. And then this research further goes on and touches on the most expensive school currently in Southern Africa, which is Hilton College, based in Pietermaritzburg, KwaZulu-Natal. Just an interesting story for me. I actually had like some classmates who reside in Pietermaritzburg last year in my class, and yes, they were telling me about the school, and I actually know some of the prominent people that actually went to the school, the likes of the late Ricky Rick. He actually attended Hilton College, the most expensive school in South Africa, and he was saying by the time when he was there, which was in the early 2000s, they were paying 100,000 per annum for school fees. But currently, Hilton College goes for 369,000 per month, which is equivalent to 33,000. I mean, not per month, but hey, sorry guys, per annum, which is equivalent to 33,000 per month. Yes, so that's private education prices, which I would say it's worth it, because if we look at private education currently, I think they didn't take any hit on the matric results. Some of the private schools recorded 100% pass rate and so forth. So yes, it's worth it. Again, in the interesting story department, last year I watched a rugby final between Windhoek Gymnasium and Windhoek Afrikaans. You know, guys, I take most of my motivation from like sports people and so forth. So rugby being one of the sports where I take my daily motivations from to keep doing what I always do and do it good because of the mental strength that comes with rugby players and so forth. Yeah, that aside, but yeah. So I was watching that finals, and me being me, started looking around the stadium like who are the sponsors for the match and so forth. And I came across this interesting word by the gate, Curro, because now the finals was at the Windhoek Gymnasium Stadium. So this Curro word, I decided, no, let me like do small research on this word. So actually, I found that no, Curro is actually a holding company based in Pretoria that's listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, and they own schools in Southern Africa. I was like, oh, me being me, decided to put on my nerd hat and downloaded their annual financial statements um, for the 6 months ending last year, June, because at the time I watched that this rugby was around about September. So then I had a look at their financials and actually found out they make a revenue of like their revenue for the 6 months was sitting at 2 billion, which was less than, more than half of what they had made in the previous 12 months, which was like around about 3.6 billion. You know, already just 6 months, they already made 2 billion. And they have around 81 schools in Southern Africa with, to that date, to June, they had 70,000 students registered. And man, oh man, with the 70,000 students registered, yes, they could give that revenue of close to 2 billion. And these are some of the areas where they have schools. They have one school in Botswana. They have one school here in Namibia, their own Windhoek Gymnasium. And then they have around 84 schools in Gauteng province. They have about 35 schools in the Western Cape. And then they have about 20 schools in KwaZulu-Natal and more other schools in other provinces of South Africa. Why am I saying this? The reason I'm saying this, like I said, private school education or private schools hardly take a hit on what matric results because of um, the intensity of the quality of the education that the schools enforce to the learners. You know, the teachers are always there to assist the learners because these teachers are well compensated through the exorbitant fees that parents pay for school fees. And again, this schools, they're actually businesses. People put money into those things and they expect to get money out. Hence the exorbitant fees again. You know, after you pay the teachers, you have to pay the board of directors, and after that, there still must be some profit that's made and be returned to the shareholders. Again, this is the reason for the high fees that you pay for private education. Do I advise private education? Yes. Judging from the results, um, from the matric results, definitely. The cost, yes, it's worth it. Like I'm saying, your child gets to be taught by the best teachers who are being remunerated for the work that they are doing, well remunerated for the work that they are doing. So why not private education? So yes. So if you are trying, or if you have a child and just trying to look whether to go in private or public education, those are the fees for private education. And numbers don't lie. There's a guarantee pass, but yeah, you deal with university struggles after that. But yes, that's all I wanted to touch on in this video. More statistics coming in the coming week. You guys must have a great week. Elia Ubot. Cheers.